Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today I have a full body stretch for you, which is great if you have spent a lot of time sitting, be that at your desk or in a car, or maybe you've been traveling. So the postures that we are going to move through, we will move quite mindfully and really focusing on opening out through the front of the body, drawing your shoulder blades back and down, basically counteracting the position that you are in if you are sat for long periods of time. And to that end, we are going to begin standing. So any position on your mat, just planting your feet underneath your hips, relaxing your arms alongside your body, bringing some movement into your legs if you want to. And that goes actually for all the postures that we're going to travel through today. If you don't want to find stillness, if you feel your body needs to move, then move your body. Listen to your body and just be guided by how you are feeling in this moment. So the feet, as I said, are planted roughly underneath your hips. You can close your eyes if you would like, or you can just soften your gaze to a point in front of you. So if your eyes are closed, you do bring a little bit more awareness as to where you are carrying your weight, whether you are bringing it forwards towards your toes or backwards towards your heels. Maybe it's resting a little bit more to the right-hand side or the left-hand side of your body. So just see if you can move around a little bit and establish your center. And as we stand here, the effect of having your arms alongside your body is hopefully drawing your shoulders away from your ears. So already bringing a little bit of a stretch into your body here. Let's begin by lifting up the toes, seeing if you can spread them as far apart as possible, and then placing them back down to the floor. And then bringing yourself up onto the balls of your feet, so lifting through your heels, getting that stretch down through the sole of your feet. And if you find that a bit tricky, if you're wobbling around a little bit, then just keep one foot grounded and just come onto the toes of the opposite foot and then swap them over, just so you are getting that stretch down through the sole of your foot. Planting your feet back down towards the earth, we are going to bring our hands behind the back now. So if I just turn to the side, drawing the knuckles down to the floor, so already drawing the shoulder blades in. And if you want to, you can take your arms at a small distance away from your body if your shoulder mobility allows for this kind of movement. Otherwise, just keep sending those knuckles down towards the earth. Let's have a little soft bend in your knees. Again, bring as much or as little movement into your body as you would like. And with this soft bend, we just begin to hinge from the hips, keeping length through the spine. So we're drawing the belly in, sending those hands away from us to find the stretch down through the arms, and then maybe continuing to travel. Maybe the crown of the head comes down towards the earth. The arms may reach up behind you, wherever you are in your movement today. And again, maybe having a little sway from side to side. Once more, being aware of where you're holding your weight underneath your feet and trying to keep it even between your toes and your heel, both sides of your feet, keeping that bend in the knees just to bring you up to standing. Let's release the arms and just give our shoulders a little movement here. Okay, let's bring ourselves to the top of your mat. Bring the weight into your right foot, and we're going to take a step back with the left. Bounce around to find your balance on the ball of your left foot, keeping that right knee bent and out towards your small toe, maybe squeezing through your glute muscles, engaging your core as we reach our arms up towards the ceiling. Softness through the shoulders as we extend through the fingertips. So this practice is about mindful movement, opening out through the front of your body, releasing any tightness that may have crept into your shoulders. So to that end, we're going to open out the arms, keeping the elbows in line with your shoulders, maybe turning your palms to face the front as you draw your elbows back, finding that lovely openness, that space through the front of your body. We are going to come into a gentle twist from here. So as we twist towards the right, we're taking the left hand to the outside of the leg and just wrapping your right hand behind you. So yes, we are twisting, but without force, allowing your body to move in a manner that works for you, keeping these shoulders dropped, trying to maintain your balance here. Coming back to face the front, let's reach the arms up once more as we come into a triangle pose. So we straighten through our front leg, we drop our back heel. Apologies for having my back to you for this first round, softening through the shoulders. Let's turn our right palm to face up. We're going to come backwards in our triangle to begin with. Mindfully moving through this posture as you root down underneath the space under your big toe. So you've got this long line from the tips of your fingers all the way down that right-hand side of your body. On your next breath, we find ourselves coming back through center. Inhale, lengthen through your upper body. As we exhale, let's rotate over, extending the left fingertips towards the ceiling. Or if you would like, rolling that shoulder back and wrapping your hand once more behind your waist. Staying here for a couple of breaths, noticing how it feels in your body. Turning your gaze towards your front foot, let's bring a bend into the knee. We're going to come back through center, reversing your triangle one more time. So just repeating this movement once more, seeing if we have any further space in the body to travel further, to stretch further, to move a little bit more. Again, wrapping the arm if that feels good for you. Let's turn our gaze towards our front foot. We're going to turn on our back foot, see if we can take our hands down towards the earth and step it back into a downward facing dog, pedaling out the feet. So lowering one heel and then swapping it over, lowering the opposite heel. Walking out through your feet, finding the mat underneath your fingertips, the heel of your hand. Lengthening through the spine, so have a bend in your knees if you need to, and allow your head to relax. Give it a little bit of a shake or a nod. Feel the tension just melting away. From here, we are going to look forwards towards our hands, a little bend in our knees to travel our right foot towards the outer edge of the mat, staying on the ball of your left foot if you can. If not, you can always drop your left knee to the floor. If the knee is on the floor, just take it back as far as feels good for you. We are trying to have a little stretch to the outside of this hip, maybe into the front of our left hip as well. Let's see if we can drop our right knee out to the side here. So the hands are planted on the inside of the foot. We're just dropping the knee out, and again, take that back knee to the earth if that feels easier for you. We're not rounding through our shoulders. We're drawing those shoulders back, sending our chest forward in this position. A little squeeze into our left glute as well as we engage through our core muscles. Staying here for a couple of breaths, maybe having a little sway from side to side, if that feels good for you as well. And then dropping your right foot back towards the earth, tucking the toes of your left foot. Let's see if we can take right foot to meet left back in downward facing dog, and then looking forward towards the top of your mat, stepping your feet up towards your hands, or indeed your hands towards your feet. Heel toe them a little bit wider, holding onto the opposite elbow as you have a little rock in your rag doll. Allow your upper body to completely drape over your lower body. Allow gravity to stretch down through your spine. Enjoying this feeling, this releasing. And then when you are ready, we're going to roll ourselves up to standing. You can use your hands on your legs for a little bit of support if you need to. And we are ready to repeat that sequence on the opposite side of the body. This time, stepping back with your right foot. Take your time to find that balance. One side always tends to be a little more stable than the other. When you have found your balance, we reach our arms towards the ceiling, dropping the shoulders, sinking the hips, reaching the fingertips up, keeping that left knee out, maybe giving that right glute a little bit of a squeeze here. Let's open out the arms now. So once more, those elbows come in line with the shoulders. We draw our shoulder blades together, giving them a gorgeous squeeze as we find our twist on this side. So we turn to the left, taking that right hand down onto the left thigh and just reaching our right arm behind us. And you can use your hands as a little bit of a leverage if that feels good. Deepening your stretch. Slowly making your way back through center. Drop your back heel. Walk your feet around a little bit if you need to find that stability underneath your feet as we bring our arms in line with our shoulders for our reverse triangle, turning our left palm to face the ceiling, reaching backwards, reaching upwards, seeing how far we can go on this side. Right shoulder away from the ear, left foot rooted down to the earth, so you're actively pushing that foot down to encourage a greater stretch down the left side of the body. As we come back through center, we pause, we root, lengthen forward, exhale, finding our triangle pose on this side. And again, if the fingertips do not want to reach for the sky, then once more we can wrap the arm behind our waist, drawing that top shoulder back. Moving between these two postures one more time, bending into your front knee to push yourself back up, straightening that leg. Reverse your triangle, flowing with a steady breath if we can, as we come back through center, finding that extra length through your body. You're being lifted and lengthened, and as we exhale, we take it over into our triangle pose on this side. Turning your gaze towards your left foot. Now we're going to take the hands down, frame the foot, step back into our downward facing dog, walking through the feet, stretching down through the hamstrings once more. Notice if you're holding your head and see if you can just relax it, give it a little bit of a shake one more time. As we find our lizard pose on this side. So we look forward, little bend in the knees, little wiggle of the hips if that is your groove today. And we're going to step our left foot to the top, to the outer edge of our mat, maybe dropping down onto that right knee or even staying lifted on the ball of the foot. So if we just lift our gaze a little bit to encourage the shoulders to drop and the chest to open, it might be easier if you're on the knee to make this kind of shape with your body, allowing that left knee to fall out to the side. Let gravity draw it down without force, feeling that lovely stretch, maybe squeezing your right glute as well, so that you are active in this posture. You're not just collapsing down towards the earth. You are staying as lifted as you possibly can. Follow that breath. Smooth breath, gentle movement, tucking the toes of your right foot now as we plant that left foot back down towards the earth. Now this time we're going to see if we can step it forward. So tucking the toes of your back foot, a little step, joining the feet towards each other at the top of the mat, a little ragdoll once more. And then from this position, we're actually going to come down towards the earth. Now you can come down any which way you choose. If you're not feeling too sprightly in the hip department, then you can just sit yourself down onto your mat, or maybe you can investigate dropping your fingertips to the earth. Let me just turn around a little bit here, taking your feet a little wider than your hips, and then working your way down slowly into a squat position on your mat, taking your elbows to the inside of your knees, your palms towards your heart, transferring that weight from foot to foot keeping your shoulders dropped and your chest lifted in this pose. If this is not comfortable for you, then we're all going to meet in cobbler's pose on the mat. So just sitting yourself down on your bottom, drawing the soles of your feet together. Now your feet don't have to come in too close. They can be as far away or as close in as feels comfortable for you. And just placing your hands either on your feet or the inside of your shins. We're going to tuck the chin towards the chest and just round our back, folding over our feet, or towards our feet, I should say. You don't have to force yourself so that your chin comes forward of your toes. Now, in this posture, if I just turn to the side for you, in this posture, if we come with a rounded spine, hopefully you are feeling a small stretch, maybe across the upper part of your back, maybe the mid and lower spine as well. If we approach this posture with a lengthened spine and we just extend it forward with that length in the spine, you will probably feel it more in your groin area, your hips as well. So if you want to have a little mix between the two, if you just want to experiment with it to see how it feels for you, do you prefer coming forward with length in your spine, or do you prefer to round in and find this posture? There's no right, there's no wrong. One day it might feel better to do it one way, and another day the other way. Absolutely fine. Let's bring ourselves back to seated, maybe using your hands underneath your knees to lift them up as we plant. Oh, that wasn't very delicate, was it? As we plant our feet in front of us, let's have a bend in the knees. Take your hands behind you for support. But when you do this, try not to allow yourself to collapse down. Staying lifted through your chest if you can. Let's take our right ankle over our left knee and using the muscles in your hip to push that knee away from you. This is a seated pigeon pose. Again, a fantastic posture to stretch into your hips, an area that may well have become quite tight through sitting a lot. If this stretch begins to ease off, then you can move your front ankle a little closer towards your bottom. That will increase the stretch. If you find this posture quite challenging, if you have knee problems or if your hips are super, super tight, then we can make the same shape just by lying down. So one knee is bent, ankle goes over opposite knee, and you can even use your hand as gentle pressure, emphasis on the word gentle, just to push that left knee away from you. And we stay here for a couple more breaths before swapping the legs over. So if you're lying down, then we just swap the legs, using the hand on the inside of that leg. If you want to, I have to tell you that my hips are feeling super tight at the moment. So this is actually quite a nice place for me to be, but I will also sit up and just show you the other option where we take the right ankle over the left knee in our seated pigeon. We have that option as well. And as I said at the top of the class, you don't have to remain static in any of these postures. You can move if your body needs a little bit of movement. Sometimes when you move in these poses, to me, it feels like WD-40 for your joints, and you're just easing into them a little bit more. Whether you are seated or lying down, we are all going to come down onto our backs now for our final couple of postures of this little stretchy flow. So keeping the knees bent and drawing the heels maybe in towards the bottom, pushing your left foot to the earth, extend your right leg towards the ceiling. Now we can hold the back of the leg on the thigh or the calf. Some of you may have flexibility to hook the big toe. Not me today. I'm going to stay here. And you will know if you are straining your body, because if you are trying to reach a point at the top of your leg or your foot and you are lifting your shoulders and you're bringing tension into your jaw, that's probably a little bit of a hint to tell you you've gone too far. So let's slide the hands down the leg maybe just relaxing them behind the thigh. So you can feel your shoulder blades on the earth, you can feel your shoulders on the earth, maybe even, I was going to say the top part of your arms, but I think you would have to have a belt around your foot to achieve that. Now I'm staying here with my left knee bent, but feel free to slide that leg in front of you. If you do, keep your foot active, so turn your toes up to face the ceiling. And again, you can experiment with that, but if it feels a bit tight, then just draw the foot in. No right way, no wrong way. Swapping our legs over now as we take that right foot to the earth and take our left leg up. Noticing the difference between one side of the body and the other. Can you reach a little further? Are you noticing that you're straining? And then finding some softness, possibly extending the right leg out in front of you. All these little things that you can do to tweak the posture to make it truly unique for you. Stay here for a few more breaths. And then when you're ready, return that foot towards the earth. Slide both legs out in front of you. Take your feet about mat distance. Allow the feet to feel floppy, the ankles to relax. Let's take the arms wide as well. So feeling your body relaxing into the earth. And as we lie here, we have no choice but to have this openness across the chest as the shoulders work with gravity and sink into the mat. And we are finishing our practice in this posture, and I invite you to stay here for at least 5 breaths, if you can, 5 minutes, or any length of time that you have got to give to yourself at the end of this practice today. As always, thank you so much for joining me. Please do subscribe to this channel if you have enjoyed this video, and stay tuned for more to come.